Welcome back. It's nice to see you again. In honor of the occasion, Daniel said that he'll honor us with a chavura tonight.
It was planned a bit before.
It was planned before, but I think we knew that was coming. But anyways, we're very excited. Okay, Reish Mem Ches. Sim Reish Mem Ches. The din of Hamaflig Besfina. We're going on a cruise trip on Shabbos. So the Gemara says, Shabbos Daf Yitesim Al, the Gemara says that Ton Rabbanon, you're not allowed to be Maflig Besfina Kodim Shabbos unless it's 3 days before Shabbos. If you want to get in a boat and you know you're going to be stuck in that boat for Shabbos, the only way you can get on there is if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But if it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is 3 days before Shabbos, then it's Asr. So the only way you can get on it is if it's the beginning of the week, or if it's the Dvar Mitzvah, you can get on it even if it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if it's Dvar Mitzvah. So one of two ways you can get on it. If it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Dvar Mitzvah. So the first thing we have to understand, why is it Asr? You're going to be on a boat on Shabbos, you're not doing any malacha. What could be the reason for this Isser? So there's a 5-way machlokes Rishonim exactly what the Isser is. The Baal HaMaor learns the Isser is because if you go on that boat, maybe you will come to a matzav of pikuach nefesh, especially in the olden days, traveling in a boat was karuch b'sakana, was very dangerous, and there's a chance you will be mechal Shabbos. So putting yourself in a situation where eventually you might have to be mechal Shabbos, although it's because of pikuach nefesh and it's mutter, the Baal HaMaor says you shouldn't do it. It's an Isser d'Rabbanan. We'll speak about that extensively. This is a big sugya. If a person is allowed to put himself with pshia and a matzav of an einus, where at the time of the einus, it's mutter to be mechal Shabbos, he's pikuach nefesh. But is he allowed to put himself in a situation like a tchila, in a situation where it's going to be pikuach nefesh and he'll have the heter of being mechal Shabbos? This Baal HaMaor sounds like it's asr. It's asr mit Rabbanan. And that's why Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the beginning of the week, it's mutter. Why? Chazal weren't misaken that you have to be nizar the beginning of the week and worry about it for the next Shabbos. It's only if it's Erev Shabbos. Erev Shabbos is considered already Wednesday. Is already considered Erev Shabbos. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is still considered after Shabbos. Right? L'chun Rana, we say by the Yoel Revi, right? We say L'chun Rana because that's already Erev Shabbos. That's considered already Erev Shabbos. Mikama Shabbat, and that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is after Shabbos. What? Right. For the same reason. Because it's still considered Shaykh to Shabbos. It's the past Shabbos. So that's why Sunday, Monday, Tuesday you still don't have the chiyuv to be nizr for the coming Shabbos for chashashes of maybe you'll have to be mechal Shabbos because of Pikuach Nefesh. So therefore Sunday, Monday, Tuesday you're allowed to travel on a cruise according to the Baal HaMaor because you don't have that chiyuv. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday it's asr. So the Baal HaMaor learns it's because you shouldn't be machnas yourself into a situation where eventually you might have to be mechal Shabbos because of Pikuach Nefesh. The Ramban learns another reason. The Ramban says a different svara. He says because whoever is in charge, the captain of the ship, who's he driving? Who's he steering the wheel for? He's doing it for you. You're a Jew, so that's having a guy doing malacha for Yid on Shabbos. Having a guy doing malacha for Yid on Shabbos, preferably if like a tchila, you can get out of it and prevent it. You shouldn't do it. So when does the chiyuv begin for that? To be nizr, like at tchila, you shouldn't come to a situation on Shabbos where a guy is going to be doing malacha for you. That's only Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
But the rest of the time I heard how come it's for someone else as well, for a non-Jew or majority non-Jews, and it's fine.
Excellent. Because of that, what Daniel is saying, that we know by Amir La'akum or by Hanoah of Maisa Akum, when a guy does malacha for you, if he did it for himself as well, or he's doing it for Roiv Goyim, it's mutter to have a Noah from. So therefore, in a case where the ship, the boat, will have Roiv passengers who are Goyim, the Ramban Svar doesn't apply. Because the only issue to have a Noah from a guy that does malacha for a Jew is if he did it for a Yid. But if there are roiv passengers or a goyim, then that's not considered that he did it for a yid, and that's okay. Very good. There's a third svara of why a person shouldn't get onto a boat before Shabbos, even though he's not really doing malacha on Shabbos. The third svara is the rach. Rabbi Hananel learns because of the isser of tchumen, tchum Shabbos. Right? According to many Rishonim, Yud Beis Mil is a deraisa. A lav of al yetzei ishmim mekayim b'yayim hashvi. So it's a isser of tchumen. So since there's isser of tchumen involved, so a person should try to prevent from coming to be over an isser of tchumen on Shabbos by not boarding this boat, this ship, before Shabbos, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, again, he doesn't have that chiyuv. And really the Rif asks, why not? If there's an isser of tchumen, mali if you're going onto the boat Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is the rice of Yud Beis Mil, and you could prevent it. So you could prevent it whether you're going there Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it should be mutter, but you could prevent it, so why should you do that? So the Rif learns a fourth svar of why it's also pshat in the Gemara. The Rif says, because of bittul einik Shabbos. Because especially in those days, the boats were very rocky, the waves, a lot of turbulence. So it's bittul einik Shabbos, and therefore Chazal say, ein mafligin v'sfino gimel yom kaidim Shabbos. But if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, there Chazal weren't matzrich. They didn't tell you to take the necessary steps to avoid the bittul mitzvah of einik Shabbos. Since einik Shabbos, anyways, isn't clear whether it's Medivre Kabbalah. We saw the first year, it's not clear if it's Medivre Kabbalah or it's Medivre Seifrim or it's Drabanan. So there they were making. There is a fifth shita, who's Taisvis. Taisvis learns another shita of why Ein Mafliga B'Sfina, because it's Nira Ketzaf. Looks like you're floating in the water, it looks like you're swimming in the water, and the gzeira of swimming in the water on Shabbos is perhaps you'll come to make a lifeboat, you build a lifeboat, and it'll be like another deraisa. So Taisvis says that's another svar of why you're not allowed to board a boat on Shabbos. And again, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're not chayshish for it. Only if it's Erev Shabbos, and Erev Shabbos means Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The Goyen learns that Erev Shabbos means, Gimel Yom Kaidim Shabbos means Thursday, Friday, Shabbos. That Shabbos is included in the Gimel Yomim. So now, let's discuss nowadays. This is the background of the Sugya, the Gemara, the Rishonim. Nowadays, how many reasons do you think still apply nowadays? Do we have the reason of the Rif of Bittul Mitzvah Einik Shabbos? Nowadays, if you go on a professional, cruise liner, you can barely feel that you're in the water. They have like these 10 stories, with swimming pools and basketball courts and perhaps football courts, whatever it is. But you feel like you're in a building. You're not even on the water. So there's no bittul mitzvah einik Shabbos. The person can say with nowadays these cruise liners, there's no bittul mitzvah einik Shabbos. The Rif's reason doesn't apply. What about the Ramban's reason? Another reason. The Ramban's reason we saw. The Ramban's reason is because a guy is doing malacha for you, right? Who are the goyim doing malacha on the boat for? They're doing it for the passengers. So again, we have what Daniel was saying, that if there's roiv passengers or a goyim, so you get out of that one also. If roiv passengers are goyim, so we consider the guys doing malacha for the goyim, not for the yid, not for the miyut. Huh?
Why does it have to be roiv, even if one guy's not Jewish then?
We go by roiv. We say that whoever is working on the boat for the passengers, their das is for roiv passengers. Whoever roiv passengers are, that's what he's doing it for. So if roiv passengers are goyim, then that's considered like he's doing it for goyim. If roiv are yidden, then it's considered like he's doing it for yidden. There's another way that it could be mutter according to the Ramban, even if roiv passengers are not goyim, is if this cruise liner takes off, no matter how many passengers they have. They don't really count a certain amount of passengers before they take off. So then again, they take off because they're scheduled to take off, nothing to do with the yid. Every malacha they do is just because that's what they're scheduled to do. Then it's not considered like they're doing it for the yid. So Ramban's reason won't apply either. If you want to go on a cruise trip and you know there's roiv goyim, or they would take off without a specific amount of passengers, then it's also mutter. So you don't have the rif, and in most cases you don't have roiv yidden on a cruise. So again, you don't have the Ramban either. What do you have? Do you have tchumen? The Rach says it's a tchumen. So the Shulchan Aruch says that tchumen doesn't apply on Shabbos, L'mayla Ma'asara Tfachim. The Isser of Tchum Shabbos is only L'mata Ma'asara Tfachim. Now, Rav cruise liners are in the ocean, and the bottom of the boat isn't within Asara Tfachim. It can't even, get close to the dock. These huge things. They have to go there with a smaller boat to get onto it or whatever it is. It's not, the boat itself isn't within Asara Tfachim of the ocean.
Isn't this a tchum to do with how far we are from civilization? As in, you can't go, it has to be a built-up area, right? So if you every 7 hours if you have a building, then it extends.
Yeah, but if you're in the ocean and you're traveling,
could you not say the cruise liner itself is a massive area, so that you have like a town on a cruise liner?
You think the town is traveling with you?
Basically, you've got thousands of people, you've got shopping centers, you've got hundreds of people living there.
Interesting. Apparently not. So you don't have the Rach either. You don't have so you don't have the Ramban, you don't have the Rach, you don't have the Rif. What are we left with? We're left with the Balamoyer. Now the Balamoyer's svara is that the reason why you can't board a boat before Shabbos, Erev Shabbos, is because perhaps you might come to be Mechal Shabbos in case of Pikuach Nefesh. Now in those days it was prevalent, or it was pretty motzui, for someone to have to be Mechal Shabbos because in those days traveling on a boat was Korach B'Sakana. Nowadays, when was the last time you heard that an ocean liner, drowned? It's almost not motzui. So to say that you're choishish for the Balamoyer that you're going to be Mechal Shabbos in case of Pikuach Nefesh, how motzui is this Pikuach Nefesh? I'm not sure. And what about Taisvis of Saf, the shot, and it looks like you're swimming and it's Gzerim of building those lifeboats? So really, the Shulchan Aruch doesn't bring down Taisvis. The Mishnah Berurah and the Akdama brings down all 5 sheets in the Rishonim. Mishnah Berurah has Akdama before Siman Reish Mem Ches, and he brings down all these 5 sheets in the Rishonim. In Shulchan Aruch is only mentioned the Rif of Bittul Einik Shabbos. Shulchan Aruch only mentions the Balamoyer, and the Shulchan Aruch only mentions Tchumen. So really, and the Ramban, of course, we know that's also mentioned in Shulchan Aruch, Siman Reish Mem Vav, in many Mekayimos, that you're not allowed to have enough from a guy that does malacha for you. So really what we find in Shulchan Aruch are the 4 reasons of the Rishonim, of the Ramban, the Rif, of Bittul Einik Shabbos, the Balamoyer, you might come to Malacha on Shabbos in case of Pikuach Nefesh, and the Rach of Tchumen. And as we spoke, really, Me'ikra Din, going on an ocean liner on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, where there's roif passengers Goyim, and it's a huge ocean liner, and it doesn't reach within 10 tefachim of the ground, right? The bottom of the boat doesn't reach within the 10 tefachim of the ocean floor. And
is it on the top of the surface of the water, not the ocean floor? Okay.
No, the ocean floor. No, of course, the ocean floor. Doesn't mean the surface of the water. It means the ocean floor.
There's really no boats, but do that.
What?
There's really no boats ever have that.
Depending on the size and if you have a small little thing, those.
You see when they're in the shore, I think.
Yeah. That they could if they go to shallow water. These things don't go in shallow water, so you have nothing to worry about that. But so really, Me'ikar Adin, you don't have a problem with Tchumen, you don't have a problem with Bittul Einik Shabbos because it's smooth, there's no turbulence, it's huge, you can barely feel you're in the ocean. You don't have the problem of Goyim doing malacha for you because it's roiv Goyim, and you also don't have the problem of the Balamoyer because it's not so motzui that there's going to be a case of Pikuach Nefesh. So Me'ikar Adin, it's mutter. If you go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday on a cruise, as crazy as it may sound, it's mutter. The only problem the person do discuss is because nowadays, in the olden days, there was no gas, you weren't burning any fuel, there's no motors, there's no engines, and nowadays, the more people there are on the boat, the more fuel you have to burn to get the boat moving. So perhaps you're adding, and you're causing for the guy for more fuel to be burnt on the boat. That's perhaps maybe the only concern we could have. But Me'ikar Adin, the concerns that the Rishonim have, in the halacha of a mafnik b'sfina, that you don't have. Nevertheless, I saw the Piskei Teshuvos. Piskei Teshuvos says from many paiskim, he says that there weren't matter people to go on an ocean liner, Hagam. You don't have all these problems the Rishonim mentioned because of Zilusa de Shabbos. Hilchos Shabbos, there's a certain Hilchos Shabbos when it's Shabbos Kala Beinei, and you go on an ocean liner, it takes away from the Kedushas Shabbos. So that's really their only problem. But the real problem with Mikra Din, they're not really concerned with. I'll just finish off. The Balamoyer says that the chashash is you're going to be machlis yourself in a mokum sakana, right? And then you'll have a heter of pekuach nefesh to be mechal Shabbos. So it's very interesting. Shlomo Zalman says that from this Balamoyer you see that if someone has to have an operation, has to go through an operation, and he knows that because of the operation that he's going to go through, on Shabbos he'll have a din of a choyle sheish b'sakana, and he'll have to be mechal Shabbos for him because of the operation, then he shouldn't do it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because through the operation he's being machlis himself, he's putting himself in a situation where on Shabbos people will have to be mechal Shabbos, or he'll have to be mechal Shabbos because of pekuach nefesh. So the Balamor says that that's usher to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Erev Shabbos. It's only Mutter Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So the Shlomo Zalman says, Shechol Shleimer brings him down, Shmei Shabbos Kechosim brings him down. He says from this Balamor that if someone that needs to be operated on, if they could do it before Wednesday, Thursday, Friday without any chashashes of pekuach nefesh, you could do it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then it's preferable, and he should do it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is already considered Erev Shabbos, and you have the Isser D'Rabbanan from being machnis yourself into a mokum, where on Shabbos you'll have to be mechal Shabbos because of pekuach nefesh. That's what Shlomo Zalman says. And interesting, we saw the other reason was Einik Shabbos, right? The Rif says, because Bittul Mitzvah is Einik Shabbos. You're not allowed to go on a cruise liner on a boat, because the waves and you're going to be all mavobel. So the place can say, what if you have to go to the dentist, right? On Erev Shabbos, and on Shabbos you'll be in a lot of pain. So that's Bittul Mitzvah Einik Shabbos. According to the Rif, just like by Sfina, the Rif says that a person shouldn't go on a Sfina on a boat, Erev Shabbos. Why? Because on Shabbos he'll be in a situation where he'll have the Bittul of the Mitzvah Einik Shabbos because he's in the middle of the ocean and he's seasick. So too, when you go to a dentist Erev Shabbos, if you know that you have to have a tooth pulled or whatever, a root canal done, so you got to go on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. There shouldn't be a Bittul Mitzvah Einik Shabbos. And that's the way the place can paskin.
If it hurts you anyway.
Huh?
If it hurts you anyway.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's going to hurt you anyway.
No, if it hurts anyway, you don't get it done.
Then you're not really putting yourself, it hurts anyway. Then it should be mutter. It's only putting yourself in a situation where you're going to have the Bittul Mitzvah Einik Shabbos, then it's also because of this riff. Okay, very nice.